DVD is a digital optical disc storage format, invented and developed by Philips, Sony, Toshiba, and Panasonic in 1995. DVDs can be played in many types of players, including DVD players. DVDs offer higher storage capacity than compact discs while having the same dimensions. Pre-recorded DVDs are mass-produced using molding machines that physically stamp data onto the DVD. Such discs are known as DVD-ROM, because data can only be read and not written or erased. Blank recordable DVD discs can be recorded once using a DVD recorder and then function as a DVD-ROM. Rewritable DVDs can be recorded and erased multiple times. DVDs are used in DVD video consumer digital video format and in DVD audio consumer digital audio format, as well as for authoring DVD discs written in a special AVCHD format to hold high-definition material. DVDs containing other types of information may be referred to as DVD data discs. Etymology: certain members of the DVD forum proposed the backronym Digital Versatile Disc to express that DVDs can store other data formats, though the forum never universally accepted this name, and a 1999 report decreed that DVD was simply 3 letters, and stood for nothing. Digital Versatile Disc is the explanation provided in a DVD forum primer from 2000 and in the DVD forum's mission statement. History, development. Before the advent of DVD in 1995, video CD became one of the first formats for distributing digitally encoded films on standard 120 ohm optical discs. VCD was on the markets in 1993. In the same year, 2 new optical disc storage formats were being developed. One was the multimedia compact disc, backed by Philips and Sony, and the other was the superdensity disc, supported by Toshiba, Time Warner, Matsushita Electric, Hitachi, Mitsubishi Electric, Pioneer, Thomson, and JVC. A much earlier consumer optical disc data storage device, known as Laserdisc, was developed in the United States. The original Laserdisc technology was invented by David Paul Gregg and James Russell in 1958 and first patented in 1961, with its first public demonstration in 1972. It first came to market in Atlanta, Georgia in 1978, but used much larger discs than the later formats. Due to the high cost of players and discs, consumer adoption of Laserdisc was very low in both North America and Europe, and was not widely used anywhere outside Japan and the more affluent areas of Southeast Asia, such as Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia and Taiwan. Representatives from the SD-GAM asked IBM for advice on the file system to use for their disk, and sought support for their format for storing computer data. Alan E. Bell, a researcher from IBM's Almaden Research Center, got that request, and also learned of the MMCD development project. Wary of being caught in a repeat of the costly videotape format war between VHS and Betamax in the 1980s, he convened a group of computer industry experts, including representatives from Apple, Microsoft, Sun Microsystems, Dell, and many others. This group was referred to as the Technical Working Group, or TWG. The TWG voted to boycott both formats unless the two camps agreed on a single, converged standard. They recruited Luxner, president of IBM, to pressure the executives of the warring factions. In one significant compromise, the MMCD and SD groups agreed to adopt Proposal SD9, which specified that both layers of the dual-layered disk be read from the same side instead of Proposal SD10, which would have created a two-sided disk that users would have to turn over. As a result, the DVD specification provided a storage capacity of 4.7 GB for a single-layered, single-sided disk and 8.5 GB for a dual-layered, single-sided disk. The DVD specification ended up similar to Toshiba and Matsushita's superdensity disk, except for the dual-layer option and FMPLUS modulation. Philips and Sony decided that it was in their best interests to avoid another format war over their multimedia compact disc, and agreed to unify with companies backing the superdensity disc to release a single format, with technologies from both. After other compromises between MMCD and SD, the computer companies through TWG won the day, and a single format, now called DVD, was agreed upon. The TWG also collaborated with the Optical Storage Technology Association on the use of their implementation of the ISO 13346 file system for use on the new DVDs. Adoption. Movie and home entertainment distributors adopted the DVD format to replace the ubiquitous VHS tape as the primary consumer digital video distribution format. They embrace DVD because it produces superior moving pictures and sound, provides superior data lifespan, and can be interactive. Interactivity on Laserdiscs had proven desirable to consumers, especially collectors. When Laserdisc prices dropped from approximately $100 per disc to $20 per disc at retail, this luxury feature became available for mass consumption. Simultaneously, the movie studios decided to change their home entertainment release model from a rental model to a for-purchase model, and large numbers of DVDs were sold. At the same time, a demand for interactive design talent and services was created. Movies in the past had uniquely designed title sequences. Suddenly every movie being released required information architecture and interactive design components that matched the film's tone and were at the quality level that Hollywood demanded for its product. DVD as a format had two qualities at the time that were not available in any other interactive medium: enough capacity and speed to provide high quality, full-motion video and sound, and low-cost delivery mechanism provided by consumer products retailers. Retailers would quickly move to sell their players for under $200, and eventually for under $50 at retail. In addition, the medium itself was small enough and light enough to mail using general first-class postage. Almost overnight, this created a new business opportunity and model for business innovators to reinvent the home entertainment distribution model. It also gave companies an inexpensive way to provide business and product information on full-motion video through direct mail. Specifications. The DVD specifications created and updated by the DVD-ROM are published as so-called DVD books. Some specifications for mechanical, physical and optical characteristics of DVD optical discs can be downloaded as freely available standards from the ISO website. There are also equivalent European Computer Manufacturers Association standards for some of these specifications, such as ECMA 267 for DVD-ROMs. Also, the DVD+RW Alliance publishes competing recordable DVD specifications such as DVD+R, DVD+RDL, DVD+RW or DVD+RW-DAL. These DVD formats are also ISO standards. Some of DVD specifications are not publicly available and can be obtained only from the DVD Format Logo Licensing Corporation for a fee of $5,000. Every subscriber must sign a non-disclosure agreement as certain information in the DVD book is proprietary and confidential. DVD recordable and rewritable. HP initially developed recordable DVD media from the need to store data for backup and transport. DVD recordables are now also used for consumer audio and video recording. Three formats were developed: DVD-RW, DVD+RW, and DVD-RAM. DVD-R is available in two formats, general and authoring, where authoring discs may be recorded with CSS encrypted video content but general discs may not. Although most DVD writers can nowadays write the DVD+RW and DVD-RW formats, the plus and the dash formats use different writing specifications. Most DVD readers and players play both kinds of discs, though older models can have trouble with the plus variants. Some first-generation DVD players would cause damage to DVD-A plus or minus RDL when attempting to read them. The form of the spiral groove that makes up the structure of a recordable DVD encodes unalterable identification data known as medial identification code. The MID contains data such as the manufacturer and model, byte capacity, allowed data rates, etc. Dual-layer recording. Dual-layer recording allows DVD-R and DVD+R discs to store significantly more data up to 8.5 GB per disc, compared with 4.7 GB for single-layer discs. Along with this, DVD-ROMs have slower write speeds as compared to ordinary DVDs. When played, a slight transition can sometimes be seen in the playback when the player changes layers. DVD-RWD was developed for the DVD-ROM by Pioneer Corporation. DVD+RW was developed for the DVD+RW Alliance by Philips and Mitsubishi Kagaka Media. A dual-layer disc differs from its usual DVD counterpart by employing a second physical layer within the disc itself. The drive with dual-layer capability accesses the second layer by shining the laser through the first semi-transparent layer. In some DVD players, the layer change can exhibit a noticeable pause, up to several seconds. This caused some viewers to worry that their dual-layer discs were damaged or defective, with the end result that studios began listing a standard message explaining the dual-layer pausing effect on all dual-layer disc packaging. DVD recordable discs supporting this technology are backward compatible with some existing DVD players and DVD-ROM drives. Many current DVD recorders support dual-layer technology, and the price is now comparable to that of single-layer drives, although the blank media remain more expensive. The recording speeds reached by dual-layer media are still well below those of single-layer media. Dual-layer DVDs are recorded using opposite track path. DVD-ROM discs mastered for computer use are produced with track 0 starting at the inside diameter. Track 1 then starts at the outside diameter. DVD video discs are mastered slightly differently. The video is divided between the layers such that layer 1 can be made to start at the same diameter that layer 0 finishes. This speeds up the transition as the layer changes because although the laser does have to refocus on layer 1, it does not have to skip across the disc to find it. Capacity. The basic types of DVD are referred to by a rough approximation of their capacity in gigabytes. In draft versions of the specification, DVD-5 indeed held 5 gigabytes. But some parameters were changed later on as explained above, so the capacity decreased. Other formats, those with 8 cm diameter and hybrid variants, acquired similar numeric names with even larger deviation. The 12 cm type is a standard DVD, and the 8 cm variety is known as a mini DVD. These are the same sizes as a standard CD and a mini CD, respectively. The capacity by surface varies from 6.92 MB/cm2 in the DVD-1 to 18.0 MB/cm2 in the DVD-18. As with hard disk drives, in the DVD realm, gigabyte and the symbol GB are usually used in the SI sense. For distinction, a gigabyte is normally used in the binary sense, or 1,073,741,824 bytes, which in SI nomenclature is called a gigabyte. Each DVD sector contains 2,418 bytes of data, 2,048 bytes of which are user data. There is a small difference in storage space between plus and formats. Note: all sizes are expressed in their binary sense. Note: all sizes are expressed in their binary sense. All sizes are expressed in their binary sense. DVD drives and players. DVD drives are devices that can read DVD discs on a computer. DVD players are a particular type of devices that do not require a computer to work, and can read DVD video and DVD audio discs. Laser and optics. All three common optical disc media use light from laser diodes, for its spectral purity and ability to be focused precisely. DVD uses light of 650 nm wavelength, as opposed to 780 nm for CD. This shorter wavelength allows a smaller pit on the media surface compared to CDs, accounting in part for DVD's increased storage capacity. In comparison, Blu-ray disc, the successor to the DVD format, uses a wavelength of 405 nm, and one dual-layer disc has a 50 GB storage capacity. Transfer rates. Read and write speeds for the first DVD drives and players were of 1,385 kilobyte per second. This speed is usually called 1A. More recent models, at 18A, or 20A, have 18 or 20 times that speed. Note that for CD drives, 1A means 153.6 kilobyte per second, about 1/9 as swift. DVD video. DVD video is a standard for storing and distributing video-audio content on DVD media. The format went on sale in Japan in 1995, in the United States in 1997, in Europe in 1998 and in Australia in 1999. DVD video became the dominant form of home video distribution in Japan when it first went on sale in 1995, but did not become the dominant form of home video distribution in the United States until June 15, 2003, when weekly DVD video in the United States rentals began outnumbering weekly VHS cassette rentals marketplace. Currently, DVD video is the dominant form of home video distribution worldwide, although in Japan it was surpassed by Blu-ray disc when Blu-ray first went on sale in Japan on March 31, 2006. Security. The Content Scramble system is a digital rights management and encryption system employed on almost all commercially produced DVD video discs. CSS utilizes a proprietary 40-bit stream cipher algorithm. The system was introduced around 1996 and was first compromised in 1999. The purpose of CSS is twofold. CSS prevents byte-for-byte copies of an MPEG stream from being playable since such copies do not include the keys that are hidden on the lead-in area of the restricted DVD. CSS provides a reason for manufacturers to make their devices compliant with an industry-controlled standard, since CSS scrambled discs cannot in principle be played on non-compliant devices. Anyone wishing to build compliant devices must obtain a license, which contains the requirement that the rest of the DRM system be implemented. While most CSS decrypting software is used to play DVD videos, other pieces of software can copy a DVD to a hard drive and remove macrovision, CSS encryption, region codes and user operation prohibition. Consumer restrictions. The rise of file sharing has prompted many copyright holders to display notices on DVD packaging or displayed on screen when the content is played that warn consumers of the illegality of certain uses of the DVD. It is commonplace to include a 90-second advertisement warning that most forms of copying the contents are illegal. Many DVDs prevent skipping past or fast-forwarding through this warning. Arrangements for renting and lending differ by geography. In the U.S., the right to resell, rent, or lend out bought DVDs is protected by the first sale doctrine under the Copyright Act of 1976. In Europe, rental and lending rights are more limited, under a 1992 European directive that gives copyright holders broader powers to restrict the commercial renting and public lending of DVD copies of their work. DVD audio. DVD audio is a format for delivering high-fidelity audio content on a DVD. It offers many channel configuration options at various sampling frequencies. Compared with the CD format, the much higher capacity DVD format enables the inclusion of considerably more music and/or far higher audio quality. Despite DVD audio's superior technical specifications, there is debate as to whether the resulting audio enhancements are distinguishable in typical listening environments. DVD audio currently forms a niche market, probably due to the very sort of format war with rival standard SACD that DVD video avoided. Security. DVD audio discs employ a DRM mechanism, called content protection for pre-recorded media, developed by the 4C Group. Although CPPM was supposed to be much harder to crack than a DVD video CSS, it too was eventually cracked, in 2007, with the release of the DVD CPXM tool. The subsequent release of the LIB DVD CPXM library allowed for the development of open-source DVD audio players and ripping software, such as DVD Audio Explorer. As a result, making 1:1 copies of DVD audio discs is now possible with relative ease, much like DVD video discs. Successors. In 2006, two new formats called HD DVD and Blu-ray disc were released as the successor to DVD. HD DVD competed unsuccessfully with Blu-ray disc in the format war of 2006–2008. A dual-layer HD DVD can store up to 30 GB and a dual-layer Blu-ray disc can hold up to 50 GB. However, unlike previous format changes, for example, audio tape to compact disc or VHS videotape to DVD, there is no immediate indication that production of the standard DVD will gradually wind down, as they still dominate, with around 75% of video sales and approximately 1 billion DVD player sales worldwide as of April 3, 2011. In fact, experts claim that the DVD will remain the dominant medium for at least another 5 years as Blu-ray technology is still in its introductory phase, write and read speeds being poor as well as the fact of necessary hardware being expensive and not readily available. Consumers initially were also slowed to adopt Blu-ray due to the cost. By 2009, 85% of stores were selling Blu-ray discs. A high-definition television and appropriate connection cables are also required to take advantage of Blu-ray disc. Some analysts suggest that the biggest obstacle to replacing DVD is due to its installed base. A large majority of consumers are satisfied with DVDs. The DVD succeeded because it offered a compelling alternative to VHS. In addition, the uniform media size let manufacturers make Blu-ray players and now defunct format HD DVD players backward compatible, so they can play older DVDs. This stands in contrast to the change from vinyl to CD, and from tape to DVD, which involved a complete change in physical medium. As of 2012, it is still commonplace for studios to issue major releases in combo pack format, including both a DVD and a Blu-ray disc. Also, some multi-disc sets use Blu-ray for the main feature, but DVDs for supplementary features. Another reason cited for the slower transition to Blu-ray from DVD is the necessity of and confusion over firmware updates, and needing an internet connection to perform updates. This situation is similar to the changeover from 78 RPM's shellac recordings to 45 RPMs and 33 RPM vinyl recordings. Because the new and old mediums were virtually the same, phonograph player manufacturers continued to include the ability to play 78s for decades after the format was discontinued. Manufacturers continue to release standard DVD titles as of 2014, and the format remains the preferred one for the release of older television programs and films. Some programs, such as Star Trek, the original series must be rescanned to produce a high-definition version from the original film recordings. In the case of Doctor Who, a series primarily produced on standard-definition videotape between 1963 and 1989, BBC Video reportedly intends to continue issuing DVD format releases of that series until at least November 2013. DVDs are also facing competition from video-on-demand services. With increasing numbers of homes having high-speed internet links, many people now have the option to either rent or buy video from an online service, and view it by streaming it directly from that service's servers, meaning that the customer need not have any form of permanent storage media for video at all. Longevity. DVD longevity is measured by how long the data remains readable from the disc, assuming compatible devices exist that can read it, that is, how long the disc can be stored until data is lost. Numerous factors affect longevity: composition and quality of the media, humidity and light storage conditions, the quality of the initial recording, etc. According to NIST, a temperature of 64.4 degrees Fahrenheit and 40% RH, relative humidity would be considered suitable for long-term storage. A lower temperature and RH is recommended for extended-term storage. According to the Optical Storage Technology Association, manufacturers claim lifespans ranging from 30 to 100 years for DVD, DVD-R and DVD+R discs and up to 30 years for DVD-RW, DVD+RW and DVD-RAM. According to NIST Low-C research project conducted in 2005 to 2007 using accelerated life testing, there were 15 DVD products tested, including 5 DVD-R, 5 DVD+R, 2 DVD-RW and 3 DVD+RW types. There were 90 samples tested for each product. Overall, 7 of the products tested had estimated life expectancies in ambient conditions of more than 45 years. 4 products had estimated life expectancies of 30 to 45 years in ambient storage conditions. 2 products had an estimated life expectancy of 15 to 30 years and 2 products had estimated life expectancies of less than 15 years when stored in ambient conditions. The life expectancies for 95% survival estimated in this project by type of product are tabulated below. See also. References. Further reading. External links, all about converting from several video formats to DVD at Wikibooks, DVD at DMOZ, Dual Layer Explained Euro Informational Guide to the Dual Layer Recording Process, DVD Frequently Asked Questions, YouTube, segment from 1997 Toshiba DVD Demo Disc, technical information about the then new DVD format, from DVD Gallery, an in-store demonstration disc from Toshiba.